Hi, my name is Melissa. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I wanted to let you guys know about a little situation that I've got going on with my new used car, my 2012 Ford Focus. I've been having issues with the icons coming on lately. Ever since I bought the car, I've had minor issues with it. I've had to replace the O2 sensors. I had to replace the thermostat meter. Need to be replaced immediately after I got it. I've had oil changes, which is on time. I got my brakes done, which is normal. You have to have your tires is normal. The only thing I have not done is a complete tune-up. However, I am on spot when it comes to my maintenance on my car. I don't let my cars go without anything if they need to have something done immediately. As you notice that there is an icon, it's the engine light that's on right now. For 4 days now in a row. When I was out working, I had to get some gas, and it was in the middle of the night, so I was really nervous about what happened. I was at the gas station, and I was at a fourth of tank, and I put in a whole tank of gas, and I turned on the part of my car, and it basically stalled a little bit. It was dead at first, and the battery and the oil light came on. And I was able to turn the ignition on, and I was able to give it gas and give it what it needed, and I was able to drive it all the way back home. It made me so nervous I drove all the way home instead of finishing what I had to do. So I called the local mechanic, and they told me to bring it in the next morning, so I did, real early, and they replaced the alternator after doing a diagnostic. Well, got that done. I left for about 3 hours, did the same thing, went home, pedaled around, got in the car, noticed that, I still had to put more gas in it because I had run the car. Put gas in it, and again, it decided to do the same thing. It stalled. I had to turn the ignition on again. The icons came on again. I called them back, and I said, I'm having the same issues. And they said, turn around and come back in here. So, since Thursday night, Friday, all day, this has happened. I had to take it back twice on Friday, and on Friday I went back, and they actually had different codes that came up, and had to have the O2 sensor replaced from the battery to the alternator. And there's a small little tiny little microchip, little brain box thing that goes connected from one wire to the other. They had to call in that part to have that replaced because everything looked like it was corroded. So, after doing all that, got all that fixed and everything, put that in the car, they told me I was good to go. I got up and I left. That was Friday. Saturday, I got up to go do my job, and when I got in the car, started it up, I had to get gas again. Now, mind you, every time I had to get gas, this would happen. I drive a taxi service for a living, so I had to gas up every day that I basically have to use my car. So again, I had to go to the gas station. Well, when I went to go put the gas in, I turned the ignition, and again, it did the same thing. Saturday, I brought it back in Saturday, and they basically did everything and just did some more stuff to it, replaced some more things to it, guaranteed me it was going to definitely work. Everything was going to be great. I said okay. So that night, of course, I drove the taxi service, and I had noticed that everything was fine. Well, then the icon came on again for the next time, and I said, you know what, this has got to stop. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but all the icons are tripping for some reason. So the engine light has came on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Today is now Sunday morning. I got home from my job early this morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Drove real well last night, didn't have a problem. It's just when I filled up just it only needed a fourth of tank of gas. but the icons were tripping, and the car was, you know, slugging as it was trying to struggle to give it gas and power again. They tell me on Sunday the mechanic place opened up at 9 o'clock for me to come in, and actually, you know, I may have to leave my car. So now I'm going on day 4 with this happening, and I'm basically at a loss. Now I do a taxi service where I'm living right now, and my money is very tight, and I cannot believe this keeps going on. Now I got into the car, you know, the whole time kept, you know, working. Nothing happened. I go into the garage, you know, I shut the car off. I try to get a couple hours sleep, which I barely did because I'm worried about the car. I get back in the car after about 4 or 5 hours of, you know, pedaling around at home, and I'm, you know, trying to get, you know, a small little nap before I, you know, get back out again. I turn it on. It's fine. I'm thinking, okay, I'm cruising down the road. Well, 2 miles down the road, that shows up. The engine light comes on. It's not pulsating, but it's just there, and it's bothering me. It's saying, hello, I am peekabooing at you again. So, yeah, they know that I'm having issues with the car majorly, so they open up at 9 o'clock. I've already said hello to the manager, but it was real early when I got here, so I have to wait until 9 o'clock for them to open. But they want me to keep the car here. But what was amazing about last night is that I met up with this electronic mechanic type guy that actually works with high companies with all their electronics. And I was taking him home, and he actually mentioned a few things that I'm going to actually ask the mechanics to check for me today. Hopefully I can get my car back by this afternoon, or I may have to leave it for like 2 or 3 days, and I'm really worried about that because, like I said, I do a taxi service every day, and I cannot miss a day right now. Time is of the essence, and I need to really work in my car and get things done. With that said, please everybody out there pray for us that own 2012 Ford Focuses, because I've been on the internet and I've seen a lot of stuff about transmissions on these cars, and a lot of things about the engine light coming on, but I don't think anybody's had this issue before, where you're driving, you run out of gas, you try to fill your gas up, and then you turn the ignition on, and it is completely acts like it's dead, and your battery and oil light comes on every time. And then you can run your car, it's just sluggish, but it runs. But then it runs very smooth for the whole night or whole day. But then the next day when you have to fill up the tank again, it does the same thing. But then your engine light comes on after 3 or 4 hours after you run it, after you got the gas. So I don't understand this part. I'm really kind of baffled about it. So give me a little strength here, Lord. I'm praying to you. But you guys out there, maybe anybody out there has got the same type of issue. Did you guys get it checked? Did you guys get it worked on? Tell me what you guys did so that I can basically try to get the same thing done to my car. Because everybody knows you need a car so you can work. Check you guys later. Thanks for enjoying my little video. Bye.